Welcome back to Romance in the Woe. I'm your host, Charlie, and this is my co host, Veruca. And today we're going to review Deadly Kiss by Ariel Marie. This is the Immortal Reign series, book one. This is a lesbian romance about a human and a vampire. Hit it!
Grab yourself a book, turn the lights down low. It's time, everybody, for Romance in the Woe.
The Deadly Kiss. Now, this is book one, and it's supposed to be a 5-book series. I'm hoping that Ariel Marie will do further because I think she could really expand on this. So far, the first 3 books are out, but I'm going to talk about book one because I'm hoping to hook you in so you want to get the other 3 because they're really, really good. So, this is a lesbian romance about a human female and a vampire princess. Basically, like a princess warrior, really, because she kicks butt. Okay, so the backstory is excuse me. So vampires used to be in the dark, and humans didn't realize they existed. So the vampires wanted to come out, and there was a war. People died on both sides. The world changed, but the vampires basically broke up into 7 kingdoms. Now, I'm assuming on each continent, I'm assuming the way they're doing this, because in book 1, 2, and 3, it's about the North American kingdom. Because it has 3 princesses, and you have the king and the queen. Now, when I say princesses, don't think Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. These are warrior princesses, think more Xena. They're out there kicking butt, they're protecting their people. So for humans, it hasn't been very great. Because even though the vampires have taken over and they respect the humans and they're trying to make their life better, you have the rogue vampires who think of humans as food sources. Now, because of the war, a lot of people have died. You have a lot of orphans. Finding a job is really hard in certain areas. So it's very poverty stricken. You're not going to the mall. It's not elegant restaurants, nothing fancy like that. So our human is named Quinn. Now, Quinn, she's black, and she's beautiful, she's curvy, and she's on her own. Her parents both died in the war because they were drafted. So they didn't even have an option of going in. Her brother, who had always kind of protected her, he vanishes. So you don't know what happens to her brother just yet. But shh. So anyway, so Quinn's on her own, and what has happened is there's this thing called the draft. Now, vampires found out that they could actually get with a human and they could have children together. And vampires were all about finding their chosen mate. So because of this, every so often, a man or woman would be called in, and they have to give their blood, and then it'll be put into the system, and it will show you whether or not you're connected to a vampire. And when this does happen, you are connected, it'll be announced on the TV so that everyone on the planet knows this person is connected to this vampire. So it's this big event. But now humans don't normally go, yay, this is great, because again, some humans have a bad image of what vampires are like. So Quinn has been picked to go to the draft. Now, of course, she gets chosen. And she's not really thrilled. She's thinking, oh my gosh. Because in her mind, vampires are just horrible. They're just going to drain her blood. She's just going to be tortured. It's going to be this nightmare. And then we have Valeka. Now, I'm going to say her name is Valeka. I don't know if that's exactly how the author wants it pronounced, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. So anyway, so for her, she's a warrior princess. She's been raised just like their sisters to fight, to defend her people, and to protect humans. She has a very good heart, but now she's tough. So she's not like some little soft, sensitive being. She's out there, she's doing her job because her life is all about her duty. It's very important to her. She's not looking to find a mate. So you go, well, then how did her name get put in the draft? Because even vampires have meddling mothers. And the queen wants her daughters to find their mates and start giving her some grandchildren, like most mothers do, right? So she puts all 3 daughters into the draft. And after, Quinn's been chosen, then of course the queen announces to her, hey, guess what? You've been chosen, you have a mate, her name's Quinn, and she's on her way now. So Valeka's not happy about this, but of course she has no choice. Quinn's on her way. So Quinn's brought to the castle, and Valeka again is very determined, this is not my chosen, I'm not giving her my heart, I had this duty to my people, We have these rogue vampires. And for those of you who don't know what a rogue vampire is, it's basically a vampire who thinks humans are just a few source. And the leader's named Cain. He's a real dirtbag. Because at nighttime, some of the rogue vampires will go through the villages and the towns and they'll just find a human, drink their blood, and kill them. So, because again, they think humans are beneath them. So, as soon as Valeka is introduced to Quinn, she immediately is overcome with this need of this is her. This is my chosen. I love her. I want her. I desire her. She's all about Quinn. And Quinn doesn't know what's going on. She's a little bit confused, but then she feels this burning to be with Valeka. And their relationship grows, and it's so kind of sweet and loving. To me, it's very romantic the way they are towards each other, because Valeka, again, she's a warrior. She doesn't know really how to be soft. And Quinn is soft, even though she's gone through all these tragedies in her life. They're together, they're trying to make it work. Valeka wants, Quinn to learn about her people, and because again, someday Valeka is going to be one of the queens, and it's important that her mate understands that she's have a duty too. So Quinn's all about learning about her people, and in return, she learns more about Valeka and about her family. And I love the family. I love all the side characters with the guards and Valeka's best friend. And it's just so interesting the way that Ariel Marie built this story up. And again, please get book 1. Because the next book is another sister and the following sister, and I don't know about the other two. I'm curious, but again, Ariel Marie, you keep going with this because I really think you would expand and do the other kingdoms. Because of course, you always have enemies, no matter what you are. So anyway, I give this definitely a 10. I'm hooked to this series. I've already got all 3 books. I'm waiting for book 4. I'm curious to see where you were going with this. Beautiful, it's romantic, it's loving, it's got intrigue, there's betrayal. I was like, oh, Valeka, I love her because I love the fact that she immediately sees Quinn and she wants her, and she's not cruel to her. She's just special with her, and their relationship is so loving. I adore Quinn. She grows, she becomes more confident in herself. And it's a beautiful story. So if you want a loving, romantic story about a lesbian romance between 2 women, then I highly recommend Deadly Kiss by Ariel Marie. You will not be disappointed, and you'll be hooked like I am, and you're going with the next 2 books. So anyway, that's it for today. Have a great day. Be safe and be positive, and read a good book.